Cool, just waiting for this, and let's get to it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the 8th episode of the Silver and Bro Show. As always, I am Juan Rodriguez. My brother should be joining in a little bit. Today, we're going to recap, for you Raider fans, that game in frigid cold Cleveland. And we'll be looking ahead towards the Los Angeles Chargers and their new stud quarterback, Justin Herbert. So, what a game. That Cleveland game, man, that was cold. That looked cold, man. And, I think he's here, actually. Let's see. Approve. And I think we got a winner. I think he should be coming on. But anyway, yeah, that game was frigid cold, man. And, I guess he declined. So we'll figure it out. But anyway, that game was cold, and I'm glad they got the win, but man, that weather overall was something. It was something else, and we'll get to it in a little bit. But overall, the final score 16-6. It wasn't really much of a offensive game due to weather. And actually, let me try something real quick. Hold on. All right, there we go. Yeah, it wasn't much offense. Oh, there he is. Finally, got it figured out. Okay, I was wondering what was taking so long. There we go. Half week of the season, we still can't get stuff right.
It's all good. The Raiders won, man. That's all that matters.
Oh, absolutely, man. And like I was telling them, that game, huh? Whatever weather you wanted, you got it that game. You wanted sunshine, you got it. You wanted winds, you got it. You wanted rain, you got it. You wanted hail, you got it. Whatever weather you want, you got it on Sunday. Holy crap. I have never seen...
Don't forget about the snow, man.
I have never seen Mother Nature move that fast. Like, that was insane. Mother Nature was
Awesome.
Yeah, it was an awesome game. I mean, not much offensively, but they got the win, and that's the most important thing. The Raiders go to 4-3 after the whole panic mode against Tampa Bay, which I told you it was going to be okay, bro. I told you it was going to be fine.
What? I told you it was going to be fine. Crazy.
Well, and then, it's like you said, the season really did start for the Raiders this past Sunday. 3-3. Nobody thought they would get there. There were a lot of experts, a lot of analysis saying they'd be lucky if they were 2-4 at some point. But to be 3-3, that's a pretty big feat. And these wins are no jokes. The Panthers, solid football team. The Saints, solid football team. The Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champs. And now the Browns, who are obviously now 5-2. But, they're not 5-2 for a reason. They win. They win the games they're supposed to. So the losses hurt, but the wins are kind of being more credible this year than last year, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of people had Raiders. I think the statistic was they had like the 4th easiest schedule going into the last 10 games or something like that. And that's why I kind of circled it on my calendar. Like, okay, these first 6 games, let's see what we can do. And honestly, I think 3-3, it's okay. I would have, obviously being a diehard Raider fan, want to see them do better. But, it's not bad. Just like you said, credible teams. They're all really good teams. But to come out of there 3-3 and, looking on the up and up, a little bit easier schedule. And then, of course, start getting our guys back and healthy. Who knows, man? Who knows? Sky's the limit.
Yeah, I mean, we were there at your pad Sunday, and that was a roller coaster. That was a roller coaster of a win. It was just a weird game to see, but overall, the Raiders got the win. The running game finally exploded into the scene after like the last couple of weeks. It kind of dipped off. After the New England game, it kind of dipped off a little bit, and then it just came back. And it came at the right time, because if the running game wasn't going on Sunday, the passing game was non-existent for both sides of the ball. So luckily the running game did get going on Sunday. Josh Jacobs, 31 attempts and 100+ yards. That's pretty dang good.
Yeah, but also I wanna throw in the Booker kid, man. He doesn't get his due diligence.
No.
Everybody wearing the 28 jersey, and giving Josh Jacobs all the love. And, hey, I'm all for it too, man. But that kid, hey, he's earning his snaps, man. And I'm sure any real Raider fans out there listening today, they're going to agree. That kid's, good
change of pace.
A good back, to go after Jacobs, for sure.
And, because it was Jacobs would get the 4, then he would get the 2. Ingold is special. That's right, Maria. Ingold, that's another dude that doesn't get his due diligence. That dude is something else.
That's another one. Yeah, that's a good one, Maria, for sure.
Let's see what else we got. Booker, ball too. Yeah, we were just talking about it. And that's the thing. Jacobs will get us 2, 3, 4 yards. All right, get him out. Keep him healthy. Booker, go in there. Smash it for another 3. Smash it for another 4. Keep getting those first downs.
Right.
Wear him out. Wear him out, It's like a boxing match.
It's funny because, I'm sorry, brother. I just had to jump in. It almost seems like Booker and Jacobs have almost the same build. Height, stocky type of kids. I'm shorter in height. I mean,
they're not going to go down on first contact.
Yeah. A good change of back, change of pace guy, You always got to have 2 backs in this league, man. You're not going to do it with one. We've already seen it. We've tried to do it with just Jacobs, and what happened? We're getting them hurt when we're wearing them out. Can't do it, man. You got to have somebody else that can run it behind them.
It's funny that you did bring up Booker because I actually got a call that Sunday night from my friend Geronimo, who's a Bronco fan, coolest Bronco fan I probably ever met. And he was looking at me and he goes, I never saw that Booker in Denver. I'm like, well, I'm glad he's doing it here. I'm glad he's doing it here.
For sure. We got a young team, man, and sometimes it's just, the way that they are around each other, sometimes they could just give each other hype. And the way Josh Jacobs is, man, he always tries to give hype to other players. I'm sure he's right in Booker's ear, like, hey, man, I'm going to come out. It's your turn. Run that rock. Let's smash it.
But it wouldn't be a Raider game if there wasn't any, Raider fashion-esque. We did get the bad news. Trent Brown. I thought the punctured lung with Tyrod Taylor was one thing. Now you get an IV, and it hits the dude's, bloodstream, and he almost died.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with these team doctors this year, but first it was Tyrod, now it's Trent Brown. I'm glad the NFLPA is investigating because, we almost saw 2 close deaths in a span of half a year already. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? I don't get it.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about that. All I know is those doctors that are in there, they're supposed to be looking out for your well-being and for them to, like you said, the
Tyrod Taylor. Yeah.
With him, you know what I mean? And then, going with our guy, it's just weird, man. I don't know. I can't even really speak on it. I mean, I don't even know what really happened. From what I understand, that they try to give him IV just to, I guess, get him ready for the game time.
Because he was going to go. He was a go. Yeah, Trent. Yeah, because Trent Brown was a go. He was going to play that Sunday. He was good to go. He was ready to go. Then that happened, and I understand. He's been out a couple times or a couple weeks, and because IV, get your hydration going, whatever it is you need. But for that to happen, I was just kind of taken away. And then Sam Young goes in, and then he goes down. And then it's like, oh, great, we got to put in Parker. But, hey, Parker looked good. He actually had his first solid game in the NFL. Yeah, finally, a solid game from Brandon the Turnstile Parker. Good God.
So from what I heard was he was thrown into the fire. He was having cereal the morning of the game, thinking that he was going to be, a healthy scratch. And before you know it, they open the doors like, hey, bud, go ahead and get dressed. You're starting right tackle today.
And then I guess
can you imagine? It's like, oh, can I finish my cereal, man?
Hey, man, there's not even milk here. You better put some water on that. We got to go. We got to go.
Hurry up, man. Let's go. But, yeah, good game by him, man.
And
again, just since we're talking about it, big credit again to Tom Cable, which is just doing a phenomenal job this year, for sure.
Now, unfortunately, with that, there is a rumor wire going around that apparently Tom Cable is getting looks at head coaching jobs next year. So it's kind of it's how me and you are. It's like, oh well, good for him, but sucks for us because he's a decent online coach. Like that's a killer. Because after I forget that offensive lineman coach that we had, Mike Tice. Remember him? And then he left, and then our offensive line unit just and it just took a while for the Raiders just to come back offensive line unit wise. And once they found Cable, brought him back, yeah, they had to they had to draft some linemen, but for the job that he's doing, to going from a third string right tackle to a backup swing tackle playing guard, and Denzel Good having a great game too. Everybody had a good game. It's like, definitely, how is this man not going to get head coaching opportunities or at least interviews? I mean, he's going to have to get something out of this, and that's good for him, but sucks for us,
For sure. I mean, the resume is going to say it all, man. When he took over the Raiders in the 2008 season, I'm not too sure. Maybe you guys can correct me out there. 2007, 2008, I would say somewhere around there. And he took us, I mean, a Raider team, to go 8-8. That's unheard of in the last 20 years. You know what I mean? We've had maybe one other season or two others that have been close to that. So, I mean, come on, there's a resume already out there. So, yeah, I mean, dude, again, phenomenal job this year, Tom Cable. Wow, just awesome, man. He's ready for anything. He's gotten the young kids playing. He's got, he's giving them hope, man, and they're rolling with them. They're riding with them for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole staff. This was probably their best week as a team. I know offensively the numbers weren't there, other than the running game. The passing game really didn't get going, but that was just due to weather at that point. I mean, look, it's gonna be hard when you're throwing against 35-mile-per-hour wind. Like, I don't think even Kershaw can throw a ball at that wind height at that point. That's like, no, that's too much, dude.
Well, you've seen the field goals. I mean, they were kicking them up, and the wind was just grabbing them and selling them to the left, dude. I mean,
yeah, on both sides too. On both sides, like I thought the Cody Parkey one, it looked good, and then the wind picked it up, and you just see like a little twirl, and I was like. And then Carlson first drive, it looked good, and then at the last second, just bloop. I mean, that's wind. That's wind for you. So I really can't blame the kicking game. I mean, they both did what they had to do. I mean, if it wasn't for Parkey, Brown fans are killing him. But I'm just here to say, if it wasn't for him making those two, you guys would have gone shut out at home. So, I mean, you can't blame it on the kicker for, missing those field goals. It's like, he's the reason you guys got points, but – you know me, I always like to do the 3 negatives, 3 positives, and I always like to start with a negative. I like to get the bad news out of the way first. So I think the first one, there's no denying it. Weather. That weather was terrible. It was. Sure. I was like, I don't even know what I saw. I saw snow one quarter. I saw rain in another. I saw sunshine wind. I saw, people's like food flying everywhere. I was like, I don't know what's going on anymore. That was my first negative. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be one of those games.
And funny, there was a couple fans out there, and can you imagine, dude, sitting through that and just sitting literally in your seat? At least the players are warm out there because they're running around and stuff. Can you imagine sitting there 3 hours just freezing your tail off?
You can do it.
Can somebody give me a blankie? I'm going back to the room.
I mean, I know that's too much. Yeah, the second negative, it's been a constant thing. It's the defensive line unit. Look, enough with the crap. I'm surprised we didn't do a trade, and during the trade deadline, that's what kind of got me. The last I heard was we possibly did have a trade set up with Minnesota to get one of their safeties, the Harrison Smith and the Harris Smith, one of the two. And I guess the value wasn't there for both sides, and I guess deal's off. But I was kind of surprised we didn't jump on a lineman that was out there in the trading block, because at this point, we get no pass rush. I mean, they constantly say it every week. Max Crosby is our best pass rusher. Now, no offense to him, that's kind of not saying much. That's really not saying much with this unit as a whole. And I understand too, like, oh, well, if we get no pressure, then the linebackers and corners don't have enough time to do what they got to do. But at the same time, it's like, hey, that's what we're paying you to do. I mean, that's what we paid you to come in here for, to take out our deficiencies. Now, the defensive line unit, that's a whole nother thing. But for the individual guys, it's like, look, man, one of you has to make a play. One of you's got to make a play. And whether it's the linebackers or the secondary, one of you's got to do it. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I'll start off with the trade deadline. The main thing that I was looking at was Quinn Williams. For some odd reason, I don't know. I just had a gut feeling that we were going to be able to maybe do a trade with the Jets and, finally take care of that defensive tackle position. I really think on the defensive line, really when you get somebody that can penetrate towards the middle, and a defensive tackle position, it really opens up the exterior. And, Clee and Mad Max, they need all the help they can get over there, man. I just don't see anybody. I can't even name one. Besides probably Mo Hurst, and then they're just not doing that good enough for me this year to even remember their names. I mean, Junior, help me out here. The Smith kid off of the practice squad.
Jonathan Hankins had a decent game. This was probably, this was probably his first decent game. But overall, like, for me, what I'm not getting is I'm getting to the point where Hurst is the only one constantly doing his thing, but yet he's only coming in past situational situations. I'm just to the point where it's like, look, it's proven Collins, Hankins can't do it. So put Hurst. I mean, we can't get any worse if Hurst takes a full-time role. Like, there's no way we can get worse.
Also, talking about last week where they were going to do some, go in the lab and supposedly make some changes or whatever. All I saw was just more safety blitzes by Abram. Of course, they're gonna lead on the main dog, which that's my guy, number 24. Put it in his hands, and of course, he's gonna light somebody up. But that's the only difference I saw. It was exactly the same it's been every week against every single offensive line out there. They're just not penetrating, man. I don't know what else to do. I don't know.
Yeah, at this point, it's sort of like I'm also on the boat now where I want to see Pharrell more, but I think Nassib should get a little bit more snap counts. I'm just to the point where it's just like, look, if we're going to pay him all this money, give him some snap counts. Don't hold him back. If we're going to pay all that for a bench player, we're kind of just wasting money at this point.
I'd rather see Nassib than Arden Key. I'll tell you the truth. Arden Key for me was done last year. I really don't understand why they brought him in. I'm sure for depth, but at this point, I mean, have we called his name at least once this year at all?
No, not really.
A tackle, maybe.
Not really. And then, to move away from it, the third one, Nevin Lawson, man. For 2 weeks in a row now, that guy is getting burnt like toast out there. Whether it's Scotty Miller, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronk. This week it was Jarvis Landry who played him like a fool. Yeah, this whole Nevin Lawson experiment, it's just not working out anymore. And that's kind of scary knowing that that's our second best corner on the team. Like, that's scary to think that, like, yikes. If he's bad, and that's our second best corner, how bad are the other corners are on our team? Like, how bad are they?
Yeah, I wanna say in the start of the season, we tried to bring in veteran help with the whole Prince Amukamara and I forget the other guy's name, the safety from Cleveland last year. But those guys, they just they're too old, man. So we ended up drafting Arnett very high to just cover our tracks, and look what happened, an injury. You know what I mean? And Arnett's not bad. It's just, he needs these snaps in his rookie
He does.
year.
And especially
start, getting it together.
And especially in a year where no preseason, no training camp, no OTAs, these rookies are having a hard time because what it is mostly, that's what preseason's for. It's not for the veterans. It's never for guys that have been in the league 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years. It's not for them. It's for the guys that are coming in. It's like, hey, this is how it is on a week-to-week basis. You do this, you do that. And it's killing the rookies. And my fear is, well, the only good positive news about Arnett is he is seeing a specialist. And if everything goes well, he should be cleared for the Charger game, from what I heard. And if that's the case, then what could it hurt at this point?
For me, I would suggest that if he's really close, honestly, Lawson I know is getting smoked, but for some odd reason we still find a way to win, especially like against Cleveland. If Lawson is really close and they kind of say, hey, you know what, maybe give him a week, 2 more weeks, it's going to get better before it could get a lot worse and taking an injury, I would be for that too. But I don't know. I really don't see Arnett being like a game changer to the point where it's like, oh, yeah, he's coming back. Oh, we're winning more games because he's there. I don't see that. You know what I mean? And if it's just a hurt hand, maybe a couple more weeks, get him 100% healthy, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, let's talk positivity, because I know that's all you want to talk positive. So let's talk the first positive. Denzel Good and Brandon Parker. We said it on top of the show. Hey, they came in. They didn't even know if they were going to play or not. Well, they played, and they had the best games of their career so far. Statistically wise, they had the best games of their career. And again, that's all credit to Tom Cable. Tom Cable has his men ready to go. I mean, that offensive line is really taking that whole next man up mantra thing real serious. Like, they're taking it really serious right now.
Right.
So,
well, why wouldn't they, man? I mean, nothing against Trent, but come on, bro. It's one thing after another. It was the whole COVID thing. Now it's the bloodstream thing. Not to make a joke of it or anything, but yeah, it's next man up. And Brandon Parker was drafted really high about 2 years ago in order to play right tackle for us. So, man, if he could just grab the bull by the horns and say, hey, you know what? Stop being Trent so much. I could take that position. Give me some of the pie, Why not?
Yeah, whatever the case may be. So I just thought, overall, again, Colton looked fine. He looked good. Good.
An assassin.
Denzel looked good. Rodney looked good. That whole unit, even Gabe, after, that whole BS ejection from last week, he refocused. Everybody looked good, and it was kind of like nice to see that. Like, oh, this is really good. Like, they're really gelling together now. So, that's good for us, because you know what they say, you can never have too many linemen, and there's some teams out there that are really hurting for linemen, especially offensive linemen. I was kind of scared. I'm like, what if one of these guys gets traded away? Then we kind of lose depth too, but we also get a pick. But nothing happened, so that was good on us, that we're just going to stay with the group. The second positive, Josh Jacobs, he finally came alive. Finally, after like 2 games, it's like, hey, man, where you at? Oh, well, he showed us. He made us shut up real quick. 100 plus, 31 attempts. Hey, he showed us, like, all right, cool, you're back. We get it. No, obviously, split the carries with Devontae and everybody else. But, hey, he did his thing, and that's, that was awesome to see. There was one play in particular I was kind of like, this is why we drafted him in the first round. There's times where you criticize teams for drafting running backs in the first round because it's a passing league now. You know how it is. It's a passing league. You don't really draft running backs in the first round. But now I kind of see why. There was a play where the defensive line, for Cleveland, did a really good job on disguising the blitz. And, somebody got let go free. And where it could have been a 3-yard loss and it ended up being a 4-yard gain only because of his ability and athleticism. And I know, everybody wants to see the long runs and they want to see the trucks and the stiff arms, but sometimes those little 4-yarders, the nothing out of something plays, are just as impactful as the long runs, and that was kind of where I'm like, yeah, That's why we drafted him here in the first round. I get it now.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, bro, Jacobs, we all know's got the juice. Okay, there's no denying it. He's a stud. He's a up and coming star. Like I said, dude, I can't give enough credit to Jacobs, but I do want to make sure that Booker is not overshadowed in this.
Oh no,
because Booker is having a lot to do with Jacobs, resurgence, dude. Because really, that's what it is. Jacobs for the last 3 weeks, I don't even think we recorded 100 yards or 75 yards. I don't know. I would brought a number like that.
Yeah, it would be
Booker coming in and helping out with running the rock behind him. I mean, dude, look at the big difference, and Jacobs feeling it, dude. And yeah. He knows it's helping.
Oh yeah,
they can have somebody behind them. Dude, Jacobs gonna be just fine, man, for sure.
Oh yeah, and then the last positive, your guy, your man, Abram. What a difference maker he is. He truly is a difference maker on that defense.
I thought you were gonna say Carr, bro. Like, are you ever gonna give Carr his credit, like where credit is due? How many weeks have we gone by? Like, can you give him one positive? Come on, man.
And I mean, maybe, but I mean, it's like, what I mean by positive is like the difference maker. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Carr finally ran out of the pocket, which is good. We've been talking about this for years now. Like, if he can just get some yards with his legs, it would extend the drive. And, I think we even made a joke on Sunday. All right, over under 2.5, and I think you went over, and he hit 3, and I was like, son of a bitch, son of a gun. Yeah. The third one kind of scared me though, because I thought it was.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go back to Abram. We'll get to Carr after.
Yeah,
that will be my positive.
Because we missed him last week, and it showed. It showed when he was not there against Tampa Bay. Oh, we missed him. This week, that hit he did on Kareem Hunt. You don't even have to know, like, you don't even have to look. If you just heard the play, you're like, yeah, that's Abram. He fucked somebody up. He fucked somebody up.
Yeah, he did, man. Number 24, bro. I'll never forget when he got that number. I was kind of upset because I was like,
it's hard.
You don't just get 24. You know what I mean? Even though he was a first rounder, so maybe I was wrong for that right off the bat. But, honestly, man, it's just what a freaking monster. I just can't say enough of the kid, the energy he brings. It's like, honestly, dude, kind of makes you sit back and think, like, why he doesn't have the C on his jersey. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I think it's, he's still kind of – remember, he's still, playing – this is like his first full year, you know what I mean? Like, remember, last year against Denver – he did that one hit, and then, they asked him, are you okay? And he was like, yeah. He's like, no, you're not. Go out, man. Like, just sit, like, go out. Yeah. But, this is kind of like his first, full year, playing. Any of these guys. It doesn't even matter who they're playing against. It didn't matter if it was Alvin Kamara. It didn't matter. He's going to get his. Yeah, he's going to get his.
We've already nicknamed him the heat-seeking missile, dude.
Yeah.
That dude's nuts, man. I mean, look at just the year he's having. How many hits he's had. I mean, dude, highlight reel. The human highlight reel. Every game, he's blowing somebody up, dude. That dude's a beast, man. I don't know what else to say about the kid.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you. I do agree with you where it's like, wearing 24, it's kind of like, you don't just kind of give it away. But if he keeps this up, hey, wear it. I don't care. Do your thing, man.
I'm already buying his jersey.
That's it. That's it. It's on FedEx. That's it.
He's the man, dude. He's the man for me, brother.
All right.
Something else, bro.
So your positive was Derek Carr. I mean, he's. You know what? I will give Derek Carr this credit this much. He's playing. He's finally playing without the strings. And what I mean by that, there's no more confusion. There's no more like, crap, what am I supposed to do here? Or crap, what was this? Crap, was he supposed to go this way, that way? Now it seems like he knows what's up with the team now. Like, yeah, there's a couple miscommunications, but that's any other week. But now it just seems he's comfortable in this system than he was his first year.
Comfortable, and not only that, but he's playing more confident. If you notice when he's out there, man, like he's just confident, dude. He's got one goal in his mind, and it's to turn the franchise around. He wants to be, he wants to be on a winning team, dude, and he wants to be, he wants it to be with the Raiders. He said it so many times, dude, and it's true. He wants to be the only playing for us, for the Raiders. He wants to be the only Raiders quarterback. So that being said, dude, like I said, I don't always give in to the hype, but you know how they always say, okay, well, since he's been drafted with the Raiders, he's had 3 or 4 head coaches. He's been in this many different systems. I get it, but you still have to go out there and play ball. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I just want him to be successful because I really feel like the stuff he says, it's true. He wants to be a winning quarterback and do it with the Raiders. But, just seeing him these last couple of weeks, dude, I almost get glimpses of that 2016 season. And, man, it's got me going, man. It's got me happy, like, man. And, with the season coming up that, it's going to be a little bit easier on our side, I just hope he can continue on, man, and not get hurt, dude. Seriously, I'm like, every time I see him run, I'm like, please, just slide.
Yeah, I mean, now I understand why some teams do bring in, like, baseball coaches to teach these guys how to slide because there's some quarterbacks that know, and there's some you just look at and you're like, yikes, man, like that's your sliding, yikes, like hey.
Yeah, who was it that even sometimes going back to getting hurt, who was it? Was it Andy Dalton that slid? And, even sometimes sliding, dude. So they always say quarterbacks are not meant to run. Okay? They're supposed to sit in the pocket unless
the play's there. Unless the play is there. Yeah. Unless the play's there, then take it.
Once they're free game, it's free, So
yeah, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it. I mean, it's happened more often than not. I mean, Andy Dalton was one. I don't know if you remember Robert Griffin III when he played Baltimore and you just see his leg just, it's true. It's like, hey, when they cross that line of scrimmage, it's free game. That's it. It's free game. You're now a runner, dude. And I mean, we talk about it like, yeah, you have to be mobile, but that doesn't mean you have to be a full-on runner either. Now, if some of that is style play, like Michael Vick, he was a passer and a runner. Lamar Jackson, he's a passer and a runner. Aaron Rodgers, he's a passer, but he's got some mobility. And that's kind of exactly. So I think what, people get lost and all that is like, look, if you're going to run, I'm not asking you to run for the touchdown. Just get your few yards. If the play breaks down and if it's an open lane, see your surroundings. And if you get 3-4 yards out of it, hey, slide there. And hey, we're not, it's not 2nd and 10. It is now 2nd and 6 and 2nd and 7. So way better. You know what I mean? So I think that's where people get lost. Well, it's like, oh, well, he's a runner. It's like, well, no, it's not that. It's just that's his style of play. It's like we've
always said it, dude, and all the Raider Nation's got to agree. All they're looking for from Carr is to show the defense, a third element, which means he's not just going to sit back there and let the pocket, collapse and just get sacked. Just run up a little bit, get at least 2-3 yards, out of it or whatever. That's all they want to see.
Oh, yeah.
That's all we want to see.
Oh, yeah.
Just, show a little bit more. If the play's not there, run a couple yards, slide, and just don't lose. Don't get negative. That's it.
Or throw it away. Live another down. I mean, I think like every week we look at them, it's like, dude, just throw it away. Not every play is going to happen. It's just sometimes it ain't there. It ain't there. Just get rid of it. And that's it. Like, nothing else you can do. But this week, we got a good one. The Los Angeles Chargers and their surprising rookie, Justin Herbert. Hey, give it to that kid because, being from California, we always get the Pac-12 games here. It is no shocker that his game translated to the NFL because he killed it in Oregon, and it looks like he's killing it here in Los Angeles too. I know the team's not winning, but it's pretty damn promising to see what he looks like. It's like For me, it's like, damn, we just got rid of Phillip Rivers, and now we got to deal with this guy. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, dude, who's to say more than me and you that we, scout quarterbacks and scout all kinds of players for the draft every single year? He was high on everybody's board, man. Honestly, I really think he probably should have been, chosen probably one overall, man. It's easy to say now because going back there, you're like, oh, well, you got Tua and you got
Burrow,
so and so and Burrow, and you know what I mean. But in retrospect, I mean, looking at it now, Burrow's great, but I think Tua's going to be good too. But I think out of all three, he's going to have the best career. I'm just saying. That's just
going back to it. I think Cincinnati still did the right choice because we all see it. Burrow can flat out play. There's no secret there. Burrow can play. Now it's just up to Cincinnati to do what hopefully, what they couldn't do for Carson and Andy Dalton is build them a winning team. That's always been the problem with Cincinnati. Like, they've never had bad quarterback play. I remember before Carson's injury, Carson was actually an elite quarterback at one point early in his career.
Yeah.
Then, that freak accident against Pittsburgh, and he was kind of never the same again. And, Cincinnati just failed them to build the team. And then they got Andy Dalton, and they were good for a minute, but then they just failed them to, build them a unit again. And that's my fear with Burrow is Cincinnati just doesn't build them a team again. But with Herbert, it's like, dang, like you got to be careful of all his elements because he can throw, he can run, and he's an incredible athlete. So I mean, that's the thing that scares me. And the defense for the Chargers, it's always something with the defense. Like they always want to prove their point. They always seem to have like a good game against us. That Charger defense so stingy because they're tired of hearing, well, the Raiders have a great offensive line. And then, in the background, they kind of forget that the Chargers have a good front seven too. So it's kind of like, they, how it is. They always just want to prove that they can get through that wall too, And that's kind of where that's kind of what I'm looking at. It's, can our offensive line hold up against the Chargers defensive line? That's where I'm looking at because that's going to be a tough one with Bosa, Kenneth Murray, who's now the middle linebacker, which you wanted, the guy you wanted, and he's not having a great year like Patrick Queen, but he's no slouch either. He's having a solid season for a middle linebacker rookie. Nothing more you can ask for. Just solid middle linebacking play.
Yeah, for sure. He just got drafted. I mean, sometimes it takes a year or two for these kids really to open their eyes and understand that, you know what I mean, they got to get comfortable in their surroundings. Kenneth Murray is gonna be just fine, man. And, going back to the game, we should be fine. I mean, I don't see anything on the Chargers, team that I can honestly say, like, oh, yeah, besides Herbert, that I'm worried about. I'm not even really Herbert. I think we're going to be able to handle that pretty easily. Honestly, I'm just going to go ahead and say it just like last week. I think this is going to be pretty easy win for us, I think.
I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I think what it is, it's because you know how these games go. These Charger Raider games, they always come down to a field goal or a last 30-second touchdown or something always happens. And it's like, yeah, the first 58 minutes were good, but the last 2 minutes is like, it's always like the showcase whenever it comes to the Chargers and the Raiders. Like, I know last year we swept them, and that was fine and dandy. That was all good, but this is a new team. This is a new, I guess, era for the Chargers with Herbert. The defense is still intact, well, except for Desmond King. He just got traded to the Titans today. But overall, I mean, it's still the same team from last year for both sides. It's just Herbert's the only newest addition. So I still think it's
Austin Eckler's hurt, so he's out, right? He's on IR.
I don't know if he is or isn't going to play it. I haven't heard anything yet about him. I'm sure they'll bring more tomorrow because, today the facilities were closed because of election day, so there was no practice.
Got it.
So,
look, I can tell you this one, dude. Raiders right now, we're on. I wouldn't say fire. We're not on fire, but we're playing with a good mentality right now. And honestly, I don't see a team like the Chargers breaking that up, dude. Honestly, you might think it might be close, and it might be. It's an AFC West battle. I get that. But the Raiders, they have a right mentality right now, dude, and they're playing the right way. I mean, especially with 24 back there, Abram on the defense. Honestly, can I give my prediction now?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I'm not going to give mine until tomorrow because I have that other show with the whole week picks. So, but you can give yours out right now. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go 28-14. I'd say Raiders hand it to them pretty easy.
Dang. I mean, I just hope, honestly, the only matchup I'm kind of looking forward to, Trayvon versus Keenan Allen. That's going to be a good one. That's going to be the one. That's the one where I'm going to look at Trayvon like, all right, Trayvon, you've been doing good. Now let's see what you really got, man. If you shut this dude down, these motherfuckers, these dudes up in office should be thinking about contract extension that same day. Like, don't even mess around with he's only got 4 years because he was a second rounder. Think about contract extension after that. If he can get Keenan Allen, let's talk money. Now's the time to talk money.
For sure. I don't know why I would want to see him against Keenan Allen. That's an easy one. The way that Mullen has been playing. I mean, I'd say I'll give an over-under. Let's say 40 yards. No, let's give 50 yards for Keenan Allen. I say under.
And I like Keenan, too. I mean, I like Keenan. I know I'm a Raider fan, but I respect Keenan Allen a lot. I think because of Mike Williams' surgeons actually coming back, I'm going to have to go with the under, but only because Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, and if Eckler's back, he might lose a little bit more snaps than intended. But other than that, I'm going to have to go with under 50. So we'll see. We'll see.
Trayvon Mullen on him, dude. Mullen is unstoppable right now, dude. I mean, he's played against, in just these last couple of weeks, last week, who do you have? Juice Landry? Did Juice Landry have maybe 50 yards?
Juice had to go. Well, Juice had to go to Nevin Lawson because after that was kind of like, well, that's enough of that shit.
Yeah.
And then the previous week,
who did he shut down over there in Tampa?
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans pretty much shut him out. I mean, Mike Evans got his catches in a little bit here and there, but it's really rare that you see Mullen back there kind of look foolish. I haven't really even seen it this year.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking to my Uncle Anthony on the way home. It's like, I'm like, did Mullen play? It's like, well, no, it's because he did his thing. I mean, for a corner, if we don't say your name, you're doing your thing. So
there's only two positions. That you don't want to hear your name called: corner and O-lineman. And if you don't get your name called, you're doing a damn
because I don't care if that old lineman gives up a sack. I don't care how much you want to hide and leave your helmet on. Oh, they're going to find you, bro. They're going to find you. So, yeah. But no, other than that, good show, bro. We will do this again next week, next Tuesday. Who do we have? Oh, we got the Broncos coming up. So we'll recap the Charger game, and then, we'll talk about the Broncos. And these next 3 weeks are going to be pivotal. Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs. I mean, that's 3 division matchups in a row. And you know how it is. If you win the division matchups, your chances of making the playoffs just a little bit better than the other. So
for sure, man. We'll be ready to go, man. Let's 1 week at a time.
Yeah.
Let's get past these Chargers, and then we'll go from there, brother.
Sounds good. All right, man. I will see you Sunday. Sound good?
There it is, brother. Have a good one.
Have a good one, bro.
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders, bro. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Again, me and him do a show every